Okay, there's a few things that I want to include that I forgot in my first video on this. I'm directing it to Wounderjeepsy, but actually anybody that's Linux curious. But while they're not using Ubuntu Studio, it's not the one I use, but it's a pretty easy distro to use. But what this is, it's an operating system that replaces Windows. What you do, you get your old beat up laptop for cheap, put like a 1 terabyte hard drive in there, and all the memory you can, the physical memory you can load in the system. That's all pretty easy. But anyway, um, you can go to Ubuntu Studio's website, to ubuntustudio.com or dot. Well, you can go on, you can do a Google search for it and find their website. But you go download the ISO file. That particular one is maybe about 4 GB. It takes you need fast Wi-Fi, and you copy it. You use this program to load it as a bootable system on a USB thumb drive. Now the how-tos on this are here on YouTube. If you just look them up, but or I can make a video on that I don't remember the program on Windows to load it, to do bootable disk. But there's 2 or 3 programs that run under Windows to create a bootable USB drive. But most distros of Linux will run as a bootable USB drive. But when you do that, you can boot. Most laptops will boot from the USB drive, and you can run it as called a live boot without actually having it on the hard drive. The reason you do that, you want to make sure all the hardware is compatible with with the distro. Now I've had hardware issues once or twice. That's the reason you want to do a live boot. It's one thing I forgot. But I said how-tos on this are out there. But the reason I'm going with Ubuntu Studio, Ubuntu Studio is free. You can just download it and install it. But it's a bunch of. I'm going to replay this guy's. He only kind of skims the surface because that 4 GB of program gets you a whole bunch of real cool software. But I think that once anybody makes a switch from Windows to Linux, they won't go back to Windows because Linux is just so cool for anybody that's just kind of into computers. But we're now suggesting this to Wounderjeepsy. She asked if someone would make her, a theme song like Wonder Hussy has. Now there are audio programs that run under Ubuntu Studio that are pre-configured on there. And if you're a little bit smarter than me, because I kicked them around, I couldn't get them to do anything, but the how-tos on how to use these are out there. And if you play around with them a while, you can start creating your own stuff. You can kind of customize whatever music that you want. That's kind of the reason I'm doing this. That you can kind of play around with this. And but said a lot of these programs, like the video editor I use is Kdenlive, but Kdenlive is cross-platform. Kdenlive will run on Linux, it'll run on Windows, and it'll run on Mac systems. So some of these, I know there's some audio programs that are cross-platform, and they're completely free. You can go like to softpedia.com. Softpedia.com has a lot of Softpedia's got, there's a couple other ones, but they've got a lot of the free. They got some of the paid software too, but Softpedia's got a lot of the free stuff. The Linux, Windows, and Mac system. You can find those on Softpedia, and you can just type audio programs. See if I know Lime was one audio program. I think I tried it once and I couldn't do anything with it, but I didn't put the effort into really trying to work with it. But I think if somebody really works a little bit, they can make something work. But just put that out there. Love y'all. Bye bye. And wait a minute. Let me play this clip. Forgot that.
Now, a few weeks ago, in the comments on this channel, somebody asked, is there a Linux distro that you can just install and then get on with using without having to do anything else? And if what you want to do in Linux is creative work, then this is exactly what Ubuntu Studio sets out to do. Because this is not an Ubuntu flavor defined by its desktop, rather it's a content creation distro for audio, graphics, photography, and video. Now, of course, it has to have a desktop, and Ubuntu Studio currently uses KDE Plasma, specifically here in 2404 KDE Plasma 5.27, just like we saw back in Ubuntu. So Ubuntu Studio does look lovely and is highly configurable, in addition to having loads of great free creative software pre-installed. Now, I have reviewed this distro a couple of times in the past, so I'll link to those videos in the video description, but just to give you a quick overview of what's here, and there is so much. Under audio, we've got loads and loads and loads of pre-installed applications, loads of good utilities. We've got lots of stuff for working with
LMMS is what I was thinking of.
We've got the audio
LMMS is an audio music creating program.
We've got the hydrogen drum machine. I mustn't boot that up or we'll be here forever. But there's loads and loads of audio stuff here, as you can see. We've also got lots under graphic design. Again, various utilities. Under photography here, we've got things like Darktable. We've got Blender. We've got GIMP for photo editing. We've got Inkscape for doing structured graphics. Critter for painting, MyPaint for painting, etc. And then under video production, we've got Blender again for doing 3D work, compositing work, that type of thing.
That's Kdenlive.
The Kdenlive video editor.
There's Olive.
OBS Studio for screen
No, it
recording.
doesn't have Olive. Olive's another video editor, but it's
so much pre-installed here in Ubuntu Studio. And the fact you can download the distro,
I'm surprised Olive is not on there,
and just get on with using them is, to me, absolutely amazing. For me, Ubuntu Studio is a fantastic showcase for free and open source software and for what Linux has now become.
That particular video, the channel is Explaining Computers. He does some really wonderful stuff. His stuff is computer and electronics related, and certainly worth watching a few of his videos. You can watch his particular one, Explaining Computers. Anyway, I love his videos. I need to give him credit there because I'm using his video. And I love you, guy. Love watching your videos. And if anybody else is Linux curious, the videos are out there. I'm not the ones that make the how-to videos. Somebody else has already done them. Okay, love you all. Bye-bye.